All right, I'm Chris, Horsepower Freaks. I'm here with John, the service manager at Horsepower Freaks. And what is this crazy contraption you got here, John?
We had our fabricator build up a jig that would basically allow us to test clutches that are going into SMG cars, which normally we would not be able to test at all. You know, a lot of determining whether a clutch is quote-unquote correct or not is the way the pedal feels, and in an SMG car you don't have that ability. Per se, you're having SMG problems, clutch is engaging or not engaging or hanging or whatnot. You don't have that ability to feel the clutch as in a 6-speed manual car and say, oh, the clutch is bad, the clutch feels spongy, anything like that. So we built this jig with a simple clutch master cylinder pedal combo to an actual SMG slave cylinder that actually allows us to feel what the pedal feels like.
Now, I've heard about the SMGs not syncing often, and when you're using the GT1 to program it, and with our clutches being extra stiff to hold back 800 plus wheel horsepower in a single disc clutch. Now, you were telling me that there were some issues with that sometimes.
Yeah, when you first install the clutch, it's depending on how you install it, what basically torquing pattern you have, the clutch may not set in there correctly. When we install this and we're actually able to manually push it in, basically every time you disengage and re-engage the clutch, it resets it, so to speak, it resets it.
So it allows the disc to move a little bit so that it can
exactly, so it lines up correctly, so to speak.
So this is what we do every time before we put the clutch in the car, because as you can see with the motor out, it's really easy to hook all this up and get the clutch synced. But it would even work with the motor in the car.
Exactly. We've made this line long enough so that we can do it even in the car. It'll even help us diagnose SMG problems. Per se, a car comes back and, you know, of course we have a much heavier pressure plate in here than what the SMG system was designed to handle. So in diagnosing an SMG problem, hooking this up, simply pushing on this pedal will tell you right there. I mean, if the pedal feels incorrect, squishy, soggy, it sticks, anything like that, that'll point us in the wrong direction so that we're not constantly, you know, in the same battle that most other shops are with the SMG problems. They just throw parts at them.
Or they use the GT1 and spend all day trying to
all day and get nowhere because you don't have that feel.
Yeah. That's a really neat device. Well, thanks, John.
No problem.